Four 70-year-old men stunned the whole of England on April 7, 2015, when they stole a £14 million fortune. With a combined age of 448, this old gang of robbers is determined to pull off one last heist of a lifetime that has the entire globe in shock at their boldness. According to a lot of sources, it might not even be feasible to figure out exactly what the mastermind stole from the bank after his death. So let's see how these four elderly men stole £14 million in today's film. Remember to follow and subscribe for more thrilling simulation documentaries. Experienced thief Brian Reader has intimate connections to many of England's most wanted criminals. He was sentenced to 9 years in jail in 1986 for his involvement in a money laundering operation, including the infamous Brink's-Mat robbery. Reader changed his name, moved, and lived covertly with his family after being released from prison. But after learning that he had prostate cancer and losing his wife, Reader was resolved to complete his final mission. After learning that the majority of the gold taken in the Brink's-Mat theft was kept in a safe in the basement of Hatton Garden Safe Deposit Limited, a business that offers services for storing important assets, Reader made plans to break into the establishment. Reader, who was 76 years old in 2015, had been planning for 3 years and had gathered a retirement club of people who could drill, pick locks, and disable alarm systems. Reader selected the team based on their depth of knowledge and devotion. Terry Perkins, 67, is among the group. He was convicted of 22 counts of first-degree murder for his role in the £6 million Security Express heist in 1983. John Collins, 74, a seasoned crook, and Danny Jones, 58, who has a theft history dating back to 1975, are also members of the gang. To formalize the idea, the Reader group got together several times, generally on Friday nights at the Castle Bar in Islington, North London. The gang started investigating the Hatton Garden neighborhood, London's jewelry district, in mid-February 2015. There, they discovered an 8-story structure bearing the name Hatton Garden Safe Deposit, Limited, in addition to many other establishments. Hundreds of safes are guarded in a storage space in the basement with solid concrete walls and a steel door. In order to get entry to the premises and examine the warehouse's layout, the Reader assumes the character of a customer who wants to order a safe. The squad took a lot of time to watch the building's security procedures and pick up on the security personnel's customs. Following numerous practices, Reader felt it was time to move forward. Using a free bus pass, Reader left his house in Dartford, Kent, on Thursday, April 2, 2015, the first day of Easter weekend, and traveled to Hatton Garden. Collins parked the white vehicle at 88, 90 Hatton Garden at 8:25 p.m. The front door key and door code were acquired by a man going by the alias Basil and donning a red wig. As the team's technical expert, Basil is in charge of managing the electrical system and turning off alarms. With a black garbage bag draped over his shoulder, Basil opened the building's emergency escape after waiting for a man from the nearby business to leave. Next to arrive, dressed as laborers, were Reader, Perkins, Jones, and their cronies Carl Wood, 59, and William Lincoln, 60. They passed through the emergency escape with 2-wheeled trash cans and a tool bag. Collins serves as a guard and has the key to a building across the street. Since they were aware that utilizing a cell phone could be used to verify their presence at the site, the entire group spoke with each other through walkie-talkies. Following that, Basil became trapped in the second-floor elevator and descended the elevator shaft to reach the basement, which housed the vault storage. Basil managed to cut the electricity to the iron doors guarding the lobby that led to the warehouse entrance, even if he was only partially successful in disabling the alarm. The group with the machinery came in when the door opened. A cautionary signal is sent by the alarm. After receiving the report, the cops remained silent. The gang of robbers met a substantial concrete wall after passing through the second iron door. They broke through the concrete with a diamond-tipped drill that they had previously studied online, drilling a hole that was 50 centimeters deep, 25 centimeters high, and 45 centimeters broad, 89 centimeters above the floor. Attempting to fit through the narrow opening, they collided with the rear of massive metal cabinets holding safes. Both the floor and the ceiling are fastened into the cabinets. Their 10-ton hydraulic ram, which was meant to lift safes, was broken in the jack they used to open the elevator door. The gang's original intention was to finish in one night, but it was derailed when the crowbar broke. The reader gave up and went outside, feeling dejected. 8 o'clock saw them depart. Collins took Jones shopping for a new pump and hose for the jack on April 4th when he drove the white Mercedes. Jones, Perkins, Wood, Collins, and Basil arrived back at Hatton Garden in a white van at around 10 o'clock that evening. Wood chose, for whatever reason, to quit up. The team used the new tools to break into the vault without realizing they had made a deadly error. Collins returned to the Hatton Garden neighborhood in his own white Mercedes 30 minutes prior, so the police could follow his license plate. The burglars broke through the metal cabinets and entered the vault on the second night of action by using a jack as a lever. To access 73 of the 550 safes, someone had to squeeze through a tiny opening. A haul of jewelry, precious stones, gold bars, cash, emeralds, jade, diamonds, luxury brand watches, and rings valued at around 14 million pounds, or 20 million pounds in 2023, was taken by the bunch of criminals. It took them an hour to take the equipment and possessions outside, where they were stored in wheeled trash cans. On April 5th, around 6:44 a.m., they departed the area. The workers didn't realize the theft had occurred until 8 a.m. on April 7th, when they got back from their extended holiday break. The scene the cops found themselves in was one of dust, rubble, and strewn safes. The floor still held the power equipment, such as the crowbar and drill, but all evidence of them had been removed. Scotland Yard is in charge of looking into the heist. The fact that the police disregarded security concerns has increased the burden on this force. In an attempt to uncover hints, the investigators are going over security footage from surrounding buildings. They found Collins's Mercedes outside the building 30 minutes before the white van came back on Monday night, with a disabled badge. When they learned that the owner had a criminal history that began in 1961, they made the decision to install a listening device in the car and keep an eye on Collins to find out who his friends were. This helped the authorities locate the gang's surviving members. The recording device was then installed in Perkins' Citroen Saxo. The reader group is currently debating how to turn the proof into cash. They processed the cash and gold bars fast, but they had no idea what to do with the rest. Travel bag and 2 huge wheeled trash bins are used to keep valuables. Collins, Perkins, and Jones first met on May 8th in the Castle Pub. Then later on they moved to a more affluent establishment nearby. They intend to hold off on making any major lifestyle changes that would arouse suspicions, wait for public sentiment to calm down, and avoid flaunting their money. A week later, on May 15th, Jones was captured bragging on camera by the Gadget in Perkins' vehicle, saying, "Listen to them. This is the biggest cash heist in history, and now it's the biggest jewelry theft in the world." "I will melt down my gold," stated Perkins, implying that the pilfered gold might end up serving as his retirement fund. Perkins and Jones were also captured on camera by the police, expressing how their heads hurt as they heard the sound of braking and the squealing of machinery as it broke through the tunnel wall. Regarding the gang's error, the detective stated, "They probably think they've gotten away with the theft and have become complacent and arrogant." The Reader Group made the decision to distribute the loot at a Sterling Street address on May 19th. Following a raid by 200 police officers, 7 people were eventually taken into custody, along with the evidence. The authorities claimed that the book Forensic for Dummies, which was found in one of the thieves' homes, provided the group of thieves with forensic knowledge. In addition to wiping their fingerprints, they spent 2 nights exploring the building and using restrooms located on separate floors, away from the storage area. No concrete physical proof exists to indicate that a thief has ever entered the warehouse. This was referred to by the prosecutor as the biggest theft in the history of English law. Despite the fact that the authorities apprehended the Reader Group, Jones's evidence indicates that they only uncovered valuables concealed in the members' homes and under a grave, totaling £4.3 million. 3 members, Collins, Jones, and Perkins, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit theft on March 9, 2016, at the Woolwich Crown Court. They were all sentenced to 7 years in jail. Reader, the leader, received a prison term of 6 years and 3 months. Conspiracy to commit theft and conspiracy to hide, alter, or transfer stolen property resulted in the convictions of Wood and Lincoln. Wood received a 6-year prison sentence, while Lincoln received a 7-year sentence. Collins, Jones, Perkins, and Reader were ordered by the Woolwich Crown Court to pay a total of £27.5 million or risk serving an additional 7 years in jail in January 2018. A week after the verdict in February 2018, Perkins passed away in prison. In spite of not having paid the £6.6 million, Reader was freed from prison in 2018 due to health concerns, and he was spared a return visit. Due to their failure to make restitution, Jones and Collins both had their sentences increased by more than 6 years. On March 28, 2018, 5 years after the crime, Michael Seed, 57, was apprehended at his Islington home and identified as Basil. After being found guilty of both stealing and conspiracy to commit theft, he was given 2 concurrent terms of 10 years and 8 years in jail. Hugh Doyle, an additional accomplice, was found guilty of hiding evidence and was given a suspended sentence along with a £367 50 fine. At the age of 84, the Reader succumbed to cancer in September 2023, leaving behind mysteries for the afterlife. Nobody is certain where he stole it, how he took it, or how much plunder he took. According to the death certificate, Reader worked as a retired gardener. The group of robbers have been dubbed Grandpa Gang by people who were present at this horrible incident. These elderly men genuinely demonstrate to us one thing. Even if this is the behavior of criminals, ginger grows spicier with age. This is a fascinating tale about old men who dream of accomplishing a lifetime goal in their later years, set against one of the most well-known robberies in history. We sincerely hope that this video has allowed you to rewatch Super Thief. We appreciate you watching our simulation documentary today. How do you feel about this story? Please share your ideas by leaving a comment below. I'll see you in the upcoming simulation documentaries next week.